Cardano is currently performing very well, and there are a whole lot of reasons for this that we will discuss in this video. Additionally, we will look at the issue that was also in high demand during the previous bull cycle. And that is, of course, can Cardano catch up to Ethereum or flip it? That and more in this video. Great and cool, you are watching a new video. In this video, Cardano is the focus. There are a number of developments good for this project. The price has reacted well. It is going great. We will discuss this. We are going to look at the chart at a longer time frame where we are facing a resistance. That is very important. I will give you a number of possible entry points in case we get a pullback. What I do expect, or at least hope for Cardano, because at this moment I have not been able to find a good entry. But the points I'm looking at I will also share with you in this video, like this video. Are you new to this channel? Welcome to this channel, lovely people. My name is Cornet. I share crypto trends, analysis, altcoins, Bitcoin. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe below and leave a comment. If you do these three things, you can, or you have a chance to win 100 USDT, and every Monday in the video I announce the winner. Alright, let's start with the beginning of the video, and that is, can Cardano catch up to Ethereum? According to this analyst, yes. Let's take a moment to purely look at this opinion, which is quite interesting, and then we will move on to a few important points, such as the collaboration of Cardano with Bitcoin. Collaboration, integration, which unlocks a large part of liquidity at once, which is of course in Bitcoin, that can flow into Cardano. That is huge. Possible collaboration with Ripple, Stellar, Dogecoin. It looks incredibly good for Cardano all of a sudden. So if you have held your DAX and still have Cardano, there could be some great months ahead. And if you are still looking for an entry point, that is certainly possible. I will share that with you later, so definitely stick around. What it says here is that strategic collaboration strengthens Cardano, Gambardeo, Italian, I think, emphasizes that important collaboration with networks such as Bitcoin, Ripple, Stellar, and Dogecoin will significantly stimulate the growth of Cardano. Well-known names behind these projects, such as Jed McCaleb, founder of Stellar, and Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, have shared positive outlooks on Cardano's future. And now, of course, Trump has become president. A pro-crypto policy is coming. Charles Hoskinson is already preparing to become an advisor for that. So that has also been good for the oil price and has pushed the Cardano price up. Well, focus on Bitcoin and DeFi. This is an important piece. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, recently announced plans to establish a specialized team that should position Cardano as the leading platform for Bitcoin-based decentralized finance, or DeFi. By combining Bitcoin's enormous capital base with Cardano's technological advantages, such as low transaction costs and high efficiency, the platform can position itself as a crucial player in the rapidly growing DeFi sector. DeFi is of course a good use case for crypto and blockchain, which will certainly continue. If Cardano manages to match Ethereum, as that analyst indicates, which was a way to avoid naming it, that would mean a price increase of 1150%. The price of ADA would then exceed $10, well above the previous all-time high of $3. This potential growth makes Cardano one of the most promising projects in the crypto market, according to that analyst, of course. So we will take a closer look at this later in the video, and this is also interesting. So that is yet another addition to the Cardano network collaborating. Additionally, with Bitcoin, Stellar, Ripple, Dogecoin, a number of tweets confirm that, for example, that Jack McKay lab, which I don't know exactly, but what the Cardano network does with that collaboration. So that is yet another addition to the Cardano network with that collaboration. Stellar, Ripple, Dogecoin, for example, Jack McKay lab, and the Cardano network collaboration. The founder of Stellar also confirms in response to a tweet from Charles Hoskinson, who says he just had a great meeting with Chad McCaleb. So it has already been confirmed that something is happening with Stellar. Brett Garlinghouse also says, "Thanks for the kind words, Charles Hoskinson. Now is it time for the crypto community to come together and push for a level playing field?" So you see that there are already connections there, and also with Midnight. "It was a pleasure talking to you," he says to Charles. Additionally, this piece about Bitcoin has a $1.3 trillion asset base, Cardano $250 million, total value locked smart contract platform, a match made in heaven. In other words, Bitcoin and Cardano can go hand in hand together, and that would be very bullish. For Cardano itself, this post on Reddit is also interesting. Help me understand why Cardano is not way above $1 or even north of $2, as this person says. So why, with these developments, is it still not the case that Cardano is above $2 and higher? Because what is also stated here is that Cardano is going to integrate or is integrated with Bitcoin Layer 2, and that would allow a massive flow of liquidity to the ADA system, which I just explained. At the moment that it is indeed created, that bridge is created between Cardano and Bitcoin, then a lot of liquidity can flow towards Cardano that is currently on the Bitcoin network. So that is really a very big positive. It will have a positive influence on the price and on Cardano itself. And furthermore, I have not found any links where DeFi products are readily available taking advantage of that integration. Was that just the news? So only the news has probably pushed that price up, and there aren't really many DeFi products or projects that are currently taking advantage of this. So he is also wondering why the price of Cardano is still so low, even though it has risen so much. Furthermore, Cardano is doing very well in terms of activity. Over $500 million in volume is currently being traded on Binance. And Cardano is still not listed on Gemini, which means it is missing out on a lot of fees and thus money compared to competitors, and actually at a disadvantage, so it's not fair. This is causing Cardano to be held back, but once it gets listed there and starts trading, etc., Cardano and its dominance will also start to grow. And as I explained in the previous Cardano video, mobile activity has increased, so larger wallets are buying larger amounts of Cardano, so that looks good as well, and they also expect a lot from Cardano. Well, if you want to trade Cardano on the best exchange you can have, then go to BLOFIN. Link in the description. You can create an account in just 1 minute. I have arranged for you to get 10% cash back on what you deposit, up to a cap of $500. So if you deposit $5,000, you get $500. If you deposit more, you still only get that $500, but that's a nice bonus. Also, you can trade Cardano with 50x leverage if you want. The platform works very well. You can find the link in the description. Now, the chart of Cardano, and this is a chart that we had drawn a long time ago in previous videos. We have that, as we said back then, we have that accumulation phase you always see. Then they have a disbelief phase where the price suddenly goes up and people are like, hey, Cardano, really, is it going to take off? Is it going to do well? And then at that moment, when it comes out of that, we get the real deal and then it shoots up quite a bit. And currently, we are in that disbelief phase. And something that is very important in this chart is the blue line that you see. Blue line, 200-day moving average. You can see that we have been below it since the bear market. So we come here at the peak, previous bull market, bear market begins. We are flying below that 200-day moving average. Resistance, resistance. And then we end up at the bottom. We find resistance there again in December 2023, resistance in February 2024, and we are now once again against that resistance. That is a very important point, because if you flip that 200-day moving average, it can serve as strong or very strong support. Well, you also look at that previous peak, that local peak that was made at 0.7316, then you see 2316, then you see that we at least step above it, which is a bullish indicator. If we then look at the chart itself, I want to zoom in. On this chart, then you see a few things happening here. And then going back to this chart, if we can ultimately make that weekly close here, so above that 200-day moving average and then stay above it, I see more upside from the current point towards that $1 happening directly. But that is a very important point. That 200-day moving average needs to be broken and support must be held above it. Also, as for the local high here, so that piece where we are right now is very important to close above it with a week. And preferably, of course, with a month, that would be even more bullish. As you can see here, if we close there and set that new high, I see that $1 coming back very quickly. But if you now look at this chart, and that is for the shorter time frames, 4 hours, you see on that 4-hour chart. And even here on the daily chart, that a bearish divergence is forming, meaning you have a high in the RSI and then a lower high, while in the chart you have a high and a higher high. This means that there is likely downward momentum coming for Cardano. Well, there are a few points that are important. That is the weekly resistance we set here at 0.7267. That is an interesting level to look at for possibly scaling in, because it should be a good support. That means a decline from the current moment of about 7% for Cardano. But I find another interesting point, and I think that is very possible. Especially because Cardano has risen so much without actually getting a pullback. I have also hardly been able to find an entry on Cardano. An interesting point in my opinion is 59.68 cents. So that means we find that resistance at the 200 moving average, do not break through it, and then set a higher low. So looking at that weekly chart, it means you come back to that previous strong resistance. So that would mean the weekly candle would close here or slightly lower. We turn around, we create a new higher low here. Then that is the moment when I will scale in significantly on Cardano, because I expect to then get that break and fly towards that $1. So that is what I expect from Cardano in the coming period. Take that analysis over, put it in. Very important, because I think that Cardano, if everything goes well, if those collaborations come to light, could surprise a lot of people in the bull market. Could it flip Ethereum in this bull market? I don't think so. I think it requires too much and there is too little time for that at the moment, and Ethereum will also go to 10,000 if it really wakes up. I am convinced of that, so to have Cardano catch up with Ethereum in this bull market will not succeed, but it could in the next cycles. I think it could very well be possible because ultimately Cardano is a better blockchain platform when it comes to DeFi. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, like the video, share it with friends, and see you in the next one. Bye.